everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is Game God Fluent, bringing you episode 25 of Let's Play Spellforce 3 Reforced, the blind LP edition. I added that last bit, of course. Hope you guys are doing well and ready to see some Spellforce 3. I'm very excited to continue. We have a new party member, and that is awesome. His name is Rohan.
Refugees who make it to Everlight.
We've already heard this a bunch of times.
Do not end there.
But we're supposed to head back to
largely unscathed during the Mage Wars. The city had its own mountain of problems
stronghold, in essence. But
interesting.
I'd like to try to find that one last fire nettle if possible.
Swords, everything for the wary traveler.
And we just can't find it.
You know how to bargain, don't you?
And I don't know what to do about that, so we're just going to head back today. We're going to click Mulandir. We'll confirm. It shouldn't cancel that. We can always come back. And we'll see who's here.
So, this'll be our base, won't it?
I guess so. Yes.
Nihalf's hammer. How about a tad more enthusiasm? We're in the ancient city of the Shapers. If anything, we should feel honored.
Well, let's just hope the city's defenses work better for us than they did for them.
Indeed. Mulandir, congratulations, you have found Mulandir, the sacred city of the Shapers, and your base of operations. During your journey, you will meet new people and factions who may join your battle against the Bloodburn. All of them will make camp here, so be sure to talk to them every once in a while. Some can be traded with or offer unique upgrades to your armies. Nifty. So,
I understand.
We can talk even with our own people. Dang, it's not letting me go back to the Goblin King. Oh, okay. Let's come down here. I want to go to the Goblin King first. Let's make sure that it didn't erase our quest. Did it? No, the elixir is still active. We just have to find one. You know what? Let's go to go to here. We just have to find one fire nettle. Now let's try going back to the Goblino King.
Now would you look at that?
Yeah, would you look at that? We can't do it.
Let's see.
Okay, so we'll have to wait till later. I'm sure they're going to let us. I just wanted to do it now. Alright, so we'll go ahead and do our base stuff here, which seems like it's going to be a pretty intensive, cool thing of the game. At this point, getting our base. So, talk to Iskrim about the artifact piece. Talk to Iskrim about his armor. Talk to Rohan in the camp.
So, this is it, isn't it? Our base of operations?
So it seems.
An ancient Shaper city on a quest to find a cure for the Bloodburn. And we're working for the purity of light. Sounds crazy if you say it like that. Just some weeks ago, I thought I'd be in Greyfell now, trying to make a fresh start as an innkeep.
Innkeep? You?
Hey, don't laugh. What's wrong with some honest work after years of defiling on the road? Getting up early in the morning, setting the tables, serving mulled wine and stew to tired, weary souls. Just a simple, honest life.
No more adventuring then.
So you'd leave it all behind? The adventuring?
You know. People always act as if these decisions are final. The only way to find out how much I'd like that kind of life is by taking a chance, isn't it? And if one day I wake up and find myself in need of a change, I can still pack up my things and hit the road again. Upsides of Elven blood. There's plenty of time.
Innkeeping can be tiresome.
Innkeeping is fun, until you find yourself on your knees at dawn, clearing up the puddles of vomit and beer these tired, weary souls left behind when they were done carousing.
Quite the cynic, aren't you?
I hope you aren't feeling forced to, for what it's worth. I like having you around.
For what it's worth, I enjoy your company.
Sure you do. Who else would patch you up after the next monumental battle? Anyway, talk later, shall we? I'm sure you've got battles to prepare.
Okay, let's go talk to some people.
Ellen's Reigns. What a journey. But I must admit, this city is a marvel. Such beauty. It almost makes me forget the reason I'm here.
Are you still, heartbroken?
I shall forever be heartbroken. But none of that matters anymore. If the fire in her heart does not burn as brightly for me as mine does for her, then so be it. Tell me, do you mind if I stick around for a while longer? Iskander isn't safe these days, especially not for a vagabond elf, and there's no way on Io I'm going back into that accursed city. Even if the darkest alleys of Everlight carry her flowery scent, even the most mischievous of voices whisper her lovely words, even...
Maybe you could even help us out with your skills.
Of course, though there aren't many elves around yet that I could help, don't you think?
That will change. Just set up your forge around here somewhere.
I will. Goodbye, Tahar, and thank you again for being there when my heart needed mending.
No worries, Vilron. What do we have here? Agitated merchant.
Yes.
What a beautiful place you found yourself here. Hard to believe that it was right in Iskander territory all this time. As promised, I'll set up shop around here somewhere. My contacts should still be able to get some good wares from Greyfell and Everlight. And, of course, I'll give you a big discount.
Thanks.
Yes? Want to trade?
Okay, not much yet. Elemental magic. We could get you Breath of Nature, Holy Shield. Do you have Breath of Nature, Wrath of the Elements, Chain Lightning, Battle Mage, Ice Coating, Fire Nova, Elementalism? I don't think there's any of that. White Magic, there's none of that either. Alright, so...
Ah, Corporal, I've found some new treasures. You might want to take a look at them.
The best wares from Kalea to Northander.
Could get him a revitalizing ring. And a focus ring, perhaps. I don't know if I want to spend for a focus ring. Let's just get him the revitalizing ring. And we'll sort our inventory. And we will... he's got a winged spear. Could use a mace which does a little bit more damage. That's strength, though. He's a dexterity character. So he's just like Matthew. Or me. He's a battle mage type. Give him flaming flasks. Let's, I don't know. Con 6. I want the tentacle plus 50 health. That seems nice. Helm of Focus. Revitalizing plate helm that needs con of 7. These armors aren't going to do him any good. Uria's armor. So for him, he is a battle mage. I'd like to upgrade. Where do I start? 12 ability points. Increases block chance. Okay, we'll put one there. Fire Nova, self-targeted area of effect. A Fire Nova erupts around you, damaging all enemies within the radius. If the caster has Fire Might, it is removed upon casting and the Nova's damage is increased. So with Fire Might, it deals 205. Without, it deals 134 in a 24-meter area of effect. Ice Coating. Infuse your weapons with ice magic, granting you magical damage type and dealing extra damage to fire creatures. Apply Elemental Imbuing, so they gain ice damage, and against fire, that damage is increased by 66%. Battle Mage. All of your melee auto attacks have a chance to apply Ice Might to yourself. 55% trigger. And if this has Ice Might, well, it doesn't say anything for Ice Might. Wrath of the Elements, self-targeted boon. Engulf yourself in fire and ice magic, increasing magic resist and damaging all enemies that you attack with melee attacks. Plus 18 ice resistance. And deal 59 damage to enemies who attack you. Chain Lightning. Shoot out a bolt of lightning that chains across multiple enemies, deals damage, and has a chance to stun them. Oh boy. That's nifty. Let's go ahead and get Fire Nova. And then Chain Lightning. And possibly upgrade Chain Lightning to 7 additional targets hit. 8 ability points left. Wrath of the Elements is cool. I don't see a reason for Ice Might. Oh, I guess it would be in here. Like Hailstorm and stuff. Increase the area of effect. I don't see much of a reason to have Ice Might. Next ice spell is empowered. Oh, I guess ice coating would be empowered somehow. No? Maybe deal more damage. I guess we'll go ahead and get the ice coating and Wrath of the Elements. Another point of Wrath of the Elements would enemies that attack you become impaired and weakened. That's nifty. Oh, I see the little white spots here now showing you what can be upgraded. Fills in the spots. That's neat. White magic. Getting someone who can cast another blessing would be nice. So would getting someone who can finally cast Frost Shell. And then Hailstorm. Cast down a short shower of ice spikes in the targeted area that deals magic and piercing damage to everyone caught in it. And empowered the spell affects larger area. So we will go ahead and get the Ice Might. That can be upgraded. And or Fire Might. Could go Fire Might too. We have 2 points left. Scorn of the Earth. Summon an earthquake in target area that severely damages enemy buildings. Oh, that's nifty, but I want to get Blessing. Maybe we won't get a second point of Chain Lightning, and we'll get Elemental Infusion. And yeah, that seems good. Next level we'll get Scorn of the Earth, I guess. Let's go ahead and apply. So for points, we need willpower, willpower, willpower. So let's just put a point or 2 into willpower. Intelligence, Constitution, Intelligence, Constitution. I think that's how we want to roll. And that means we can give him some nifty items. Perhaps like a reinforced scale mail. scale just yet. Give you a mentor's heavy shield, it looks like. No, strength 5. Ooh. We're gonna have to get you a better shield. We can go ahead and give you the reinforced scale armor. Oh, let's look at Rohan Tahir's armor. Elemental magic cooldowns minus 20%. Rohan understood from the start that any successful mercenary group must have something that distinguishes them from the rest. One such distinctive features is found in the armor design of the Wayfarers. Rohan's armor is not only recognizable, it's also of superior quality. So we'll go ahead and let him keep that then. For now. Increase resistances. For the reinforced scale mail. Okay, so there's Rohan. We still have attribute points for us guys. No, we don't. Okay, but I do have potions that I still have not used. The attributes. I could do with a point of constitution, which would open up. Which would open up nothing for me. Scale armor is Recon of 5. I'd have to drink both potions. And I'm not prepared to do that. Alright, we're good to go. Let's go ahead and talk to more homies around the block here.
Got it.
This would be Haggard.
I'll take a look.
Finally out of this blasted city. What a mess.
How are you settling in?
Well, I'm still trying to get used to the idea that I'll be working in an old Shaper ruin from now on. Either way, I promised you my help, and here I am. Give me some material and some coin, and I promise you that I'll fabricate the finest weapons and armors you have ever seen.
Good. I'm looking forward to it.
Axes, daggers, swords, everything for the wary traveler.
Alright, Rohan. Mentor's light shield. Oh, there's no point in getting it. Reduce attribute requirements, but there's no point. Nothing I can use. The Mentor's Splint armor would be the most if I get 1 point of constitution. You have good armor. You can't use any of this armor. Cannot be used by Dwarf, cannot be used by Iskrim. So, nothing here for us. Oh? What is this? A robust composite bow. Can't look from that particular view. Where's the robust composite bow? Less crit chance, way more range. Sturdier than its pure wooden counterparts, this bow offers surpassing penetrating power and range to those who are able to use it properly. I think I'm going to go ahead and put that on, actually. Might keep the orc bow, but 15 more meters of range. That is intense. Let's check over here to see if there's anything else. Down this way, perhaps. Huh. Let's come up here. It's cool having a base like this, man. This is very cool. Godstone. We already got that chest. Who's this guy? John Thaler.
What do we need? Let's see.
Well, well, Corporal, you didn't exaggerate. This place is beautiful. Thanks again for giving me this chance. So, let's talk about why you brought me here. I have spoken to some of your commanders, and I think my knowledge can help you. I will need some coin to cover the materials, but it will be affordable. Just let me know if you need anything.
Armors and shields. Everything from copper daggers to moon silver swords.
Wow. Cost reduction. These are already unlocked. I'm not going to buy them yet.
Come again. May Tiara bless your path.
Understood.
Because I think we can still find a lot of those. Potentially in the wilds. I never came up this way. What should be an enemy up here? We haven't fought a golem or something. Nothing, but interesting. And finally, let's come here.
Tiara's breath. You haven't promised too much to Har. This place is incredible.
Just wait until you see it in action.
Just don't forget, we're here for a purpose.
I won't. I'll go talk to Flynn now. We need to find a good place to set up camp. And, if you want to talk, you know, about the past, then feel free to come by.
Humans unlocked. Wayfarer is set up.
In any case, with our new alloys, we should be able to go look for the stones.
Who's that? Commander Flynn.
Yes?
4,500 gold. Witch Hunter's light armor. Immune to interruptions, silence, purge, knockback. Channeler's plate armor. All ability costs minus 15%. Revitalizing plate armor. Ooh, 7.50 health per second. Queen Guard. Immune to afflictions, but focus pool reduced to 0. Or 4,500 gold. Don't know about that yet. Discuss your next steps at the war table to advance the main quest. I actually want to head to other locations and stuff. Let's control F5. Commander Flynn, what do you say?
Now look at that. The fabled Corporal. Good to finally meet you in person. I'm Flynn, second in command of the Wayfarers. I have to say, for someone who only led a puny Nortander division once, you're doing quite a good job leading an army so far. Not of them saying I couldn't do better, but still. Anyway, if you come to arm our men, I strongly suggest you do so.
But you're armed already, aren't you?
Well, yes, with rusty swords and dented armors. I mean with proper equipment. If you give me the coin, I'll send out orders to my contacts in Everlight. It'll improve our strike force significantly.
I want to buy some better... tell me more about you.
Can you tell me more about you? Rowan seems to think highly of you.
As he should. What do you want to know?
What did you do before the Wayfarers were formed?
What did you do before the Wayfarers were formed?
Depends on how far before we're talking. I did some jobs here and there and then joined the military.
Some jobs?
Some jobs. So you were a baker? A bard?
Very funny. I was a mercenary.
And then you joined the Royal Army?
Yes, I was even part of the Wolf Guard for a year or so.
Really? How come we never met?
Because that was way before your time. I know I don't look it, but I'm quite some years ahead of you, Tahar. I served under General Noria, under Sentenza, before that disaster at the Iskander Fortress.
How come you left?
Well, there were a couple of reasons. In a nutshell, I didn't agree with some of the things Sentenza made us do. So I deserted, just like you.
Say nothing.
Anyway, after I left, I went back into the mercenary business for a while. Then the Mage War broke out, things went to shit, and I went into hiding. Finally, a year ago, I met Rowan, and he told me about his idea. I immediately agreed. Doing good while not being bound to uniforms, orders, and morning drills was something I'd always wanted to do. I simply didn't expect anyone else to share that vision.
What's your job in the Wayfarers?
So, what's your job in the Wayfarers?
Well, let's just say that I know a great deal of people, and I can also handle myself in a fight.
I wanted to ask something else. I want to buy some better equipment for the Wayfarers.
I want to buy some better equipment for the Wayfarers.
Music to my ears. What did he have in mind?
I don't get it. Why are we just buying armor for us? Lowering construction costs? I don't get it. Where's the war table?
Ah, Tahar.
Do you know anything about the Godstones?
I remember that back in the Rebellion, ancient relics such as the Godstones were your speciality. Is there anything interesting you could tell me about them?
Interesting? That depends on what you mean by that. I mean, it goes without saying that what this rune allows us to do is beyond fascinating. Apart from that, I could only tell you the things you already know. How both the Hibernians and Shapers worshipped them and harnessed their magic. But that's about it.
How did you end up founding the Wayfarers?
So, regarding the Wayfarers, you said that you founded them to make amends. Is that true? And if yes, how did you found them?
Yes, otherwise I wouldn't have said it. As to how I formed them, it's a long story. And maybe one we should save for later.
I want to talk about my father.
I want to talk about my father.
I figured you'd want to eventually. What is it you want to know?
Was he really insane?
Do you think it's true? But he was simply crazy.
Towards the end, yes. He had certainly lost his sanity. But before that, I still don't know. I've said it before, but there's one part of me that likes to think he was a madman to begin with. And then there's the other voice that tells me that he was merely a visionary who had lost his way. But if there's one thing I know, it's that he was a leader. Whenever he spoke to us, it was electric. To this day, I've never seen someone with his charisma.
You sound almost nostalgic.
Nostalgic? No. It's just... I've never met someone with that energy. You have some of it, Tahar. I only started to realize that here. But most of it is still asleep.
Are he and I alike?
This might sound strange, but... do you see any resemblance between him and me?
Interesting that you ask. Yes, there were moments where I could not help but notice that certain something that strongly reminds me of your father.
Could you be a bit more specific?
Well, I think that the best way to describe it is a sort of look in your eyes. It's somehow distant, but at the same time driven and intense. And it can be both intimidating and charismatic. I believe that it's this energy that helped your father rally the noble houses and all these mages behind him. And ironic as it may be, it might help you with our cause too.
What was he like before the war?
My father never told me how he grew up. Do you know anything about that?
About his childhood? I'm afraid not. He shared some fragments of his past with me, but probably no more than he shared with you.
Want to ask something else?
Let's discuss something else.
Seems your men have made themselves comfortable.
Seems your men have made themselves comfortable?
Yeah, they have. But blazes, Tahar. I know I've said it before, but this place is incredible. It's also a very good base of operations. Should we make enemies, and I hope it doesn't come to that, we're well prepared. But I'm guessing that's not what you came here for. You want to talk, right? About what I did 8 years ago?
Do you really regret?
Actually, I just want to know if what you said in Everlight is true. Do you regret fighting in the Mage Rebellion?
The big question. I guess the answer is mostly yes and partially no. I do not regret standing up for what your father claimed to be fighting for. But what I do regret is not seeing what he really was earlier. Look, Tahar, seeing Zane and Helena die, thinking that the same would happen to you, it killed me. But back then, I was just too blind. I still believed your father was doing good, and that you three were misguided.
Why did you betray me?
Why did you do it? Why did you tell my father about my plan?
Well, what do you want me to say? I did it because back then, I still believed in your father's vision. What you, Zane, and Helena were going to do, it just seemed, I don't know, wrong. But that doesn't mean it was an easy decision. Also, I didn't think he'd execute you. Probably naive, I know, but it's the truth. You see, I joined Asamo because there was truth in his words. The masks, the pikes, all that hatred against us defilers that the purity of light is spreading now. It was all already there. The people always feared us, simply because we were different. Because we are better than they. Your father, he knew something like that would happen eventually. So he stood up and tried to stop it before it was too late. At least that's what he said. And to be honest, I still don't know if he only lost that vision, or had never had it to begin with.
The hatred was always there?
I can't believe you're saying this. The reason the people hate us mages now is because of what my father did. He confirmed their fears for them by starting this goddamn war.
Oh, really? And what about all that shit that happened beforehand? The witch burnings, mages driven out of the cities, gifted children abandoned by their mothers.
Because we are better?
Did you just say because we were better?
Yes, better. How else should I say it? We cast fire from our hands, heal wounds with a mere thought, so how would you call it? I call it superior. And the ungifted know it as well as we do. But does that mean that we want to kill them? No. We're not animals, we're people, just like they are. Only that we are the lions, they are the cats. We didn't choose to be that way, but it's what nature chose for us.
You're still rationalizing.
I don't know. But to me, it sounds like you're still trying to justify what you did in that war.
That's where you're wrong. It's not all black and white, Tahar. And you of all people should know that. I know I made mistakes. And I've spent the past 7 years making amends. What else do you think the Wayfarers are for? Why else would I have left? And look, I do not expect you to forgive me. I don't even know if I could do it if I were in your position.
Tahar, I guess I still owe you an explanation, don't I? About that bandit in Farland's Hope?
Do you?
I do. First off, I'm not angry that you stopped me. From your perspective, or anyone's, it was probably the right thing to do.
That's good to hear.
Yes, but it doesn't mean I regret what I've done or what I was about to do. About 5 years ago, something happened. I was on the road and the sun had just started to set, and I was closing in on the village where I had planned to spend the night. It was a beautiful day, really. The sky was clear, the stars were coming out, and the crickets were chirping. Just 1 mile before the village gates, I saw a woman and her son. Or at least I thought he was. And they were surrounded by 2 men and a woman, who were pushing her around, tearing her clothes off. She was weeping, begging them for mercy, and her son, who probably didn't realize what was happening, was holding her leg and crying. That woman's screams were horrible. What I remember even more was the crying of that poor boy. They were the tears of a soul who, up to that point, had still thought life was all about beauty, about love, and who had now awoken to reality. Long story short, I didn't help. I just stood there, watching it all through the thickets, like some grotesque play. When they were done, they kicked the woman into a pit on the roadside and took the boy with them.
Why didn't you help?
Why didn't you help?
I've been asking myself the same thing ever since. In the end, I think it was plain cowardice. Then again, if life taught me something, then it's that only in the books that people make the right calls when push comes to shove. Sure, there are exceptions, but most of us just stand by and watch.
And that was why you tortured that bandit?
And that was why you tortured the bandit?
I guess. That woman the bandit in Farland's Hope killed. I don't know, but something about her reminded me of that summer night. And yeah, I know, it was a stupid thing to do. Stupid and above all, pointless. Making that bandit suffer didn't help anyone. Neither the woman he had tortured to death, nor the one on the road, or her little boy. I just couldn't help it. It was as if some dark part of my mind had taken over.
Maybe it was your way of atoning.
Maybe it was your way of atoning for not helping that woman.
Atoning. Such a big word. I don't know. Either way, anything else you need? If not, I'd like to have some time on my own. There's a lot that's been going through my mind lately.
And she still has an exclamation point. Oh, do you need any new gear? No, you have that good armor. Oh, he still has an attribute point? Oh, we leveled up again. Okay, so I think for him, let's start with Matthew. And we got an ability point. 2-handers. Deal single massive damage to a building. Whirlwind. Unleash Wrath. Movement speed, yeah. Increase resistance. Well, that's available. That hasn't been purchased. Destroy wood. I wonder if, like, I get that and level 2 is destroy wood and stone, right? It goes up to different materials. The bodies blow up. Void arrow reduces enemy's focus. Kiss of Nor. Corpse explosion, seed of darkness, immune to blessings. When an affliction is applied once every 2 seconds, deals 194 damage. I don't know what afflictions we're applying though. Auto attacks have a chance to apply weakened. I like that. Epidemic is upgradable to make them impaired. We can leech more life. Increase spell power. Get more attack damage. Learn a heavy strike. Assault damage against humanoids by 10% more. Oh, that's they're also tempting. Upgrading courage. Building production speed is increased. Rally. What does rally do when upgradable? Oh, of more allies, it'll hit 20 max targets. 14% attack damage. Does hasten increase your attack speed, though? It says movement speed, so that's not too big for me. Dual wield, bloodthirst. Increase attack and spell damage by 18% against humanoids. No. 6% attack damage. Let's go ahead and leech 9%. I'll go ahead and grab that, I think. Or auto attacks have a 33% chance to apply weakened. Yeah, let's go ahead and actually put a point into this. Plague Bearer. Auto attacks have a 33% chance to weaken the enemy. That'll open up these two, which are of interest. And as for points, we have 2 healers, so Constitution is not all that important. This scales with willpower, intelligence, willpower. Let's get a point of con, I guess. And let's go ahead and get him or me an armor from Hoggard.
What can I do for you today?
Tell me more about House Hallett.
So, you're from the Windwall Mountains. How is the situation there at the moment?
A bit of a mess since the rebellion. Reynold Hallett, House Hallett's former leader, fell in the Battle of Greykeep. And now his younger brother Wayland is running the country.
You don't sound too happy about that.
Well, word has it he's too emotional and too inexperienced, and from what I've seen, the rumors are true. He cares more about old family feuds, such as the one between House Hallett and House Wolfguard, rather than the well-being of their lands. But I guess there isn't much we can do about it.
Let me see what you have.
Let me see what you have in stock.
I had hoped as much. What do you need?
Looking for potions and scrolls? I'm sure I have just what you need.
Con of 4, con of 5. Let's go ahead and get the Mentor Splint armor. A masterwork of blacksmithing. It's said to be as sturdy as the Windwall rock and as flexible as a mountain goat. Oh wait, do we have one already? Con 5? Yeah, we have... Oh no, I need a con 4. Chainmail. Plate mail. Uria's armor. Skull Knight's skull helmet. Plate helmet. Blood spiller will keep against orcs. This robust crossbow. Or the swift composite bow. We'll sell the swift composite bow. Maybe... Maybe a great hammer, since we have the unerring great mace. Let's sell the great hammer. Good against big creatures. Can sell the battle staff. That should be good. I'm gonna put the armor on.
With you. Come again. I'm getting new wares by the next moon's turn.
Very nice. Now let's go ahead and quick save. See how long we've been playing. 45 minutes. We'll save here and continue doing all this good stuff next time. I love having this respite, this break in the game, for us to do a bunch of cool stuff at base. I hope you guys will join me for the next episode and continue watching. I'd love to have you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it. And appreciate you. Much love, peace, and joy. Next time we'll do some 3 level ups. We'll talk more. We'll buy more gear and do all sorts of fun stuff like that. So hopefully stay tuned, and I'll see you next time. Take care.